Now, those people are stuck in Greece because they can't move north into Macedonia. Greek police say Macedonia has not let in a single person this week of the more than 14,000 who are camped at the border. Now, Greece is hoping to empty the overflowing makeshift camp over the next 2 weeks. But so far, only 800 people have agreed to leave. Authorities say they've ruled out using force to move people into government shelters. Well, what you can see now, these are live pictures from the camp in Idamini, where it appears as if aid is being distributed to many of the thousands of people who need it. Well, let's go live now to Natasha Exelby, who's in another part of the camp at Idamini. Natasha.
Good to talk to you. One of the first things you notice when you enter the camp is the patience that is being shown. There's up to 14,000 people here, and while they're living in absolute squalor, the toilets are disgusting, there are no showers, but people are still lining up in an orderly fashion to receive their food. There appears to be no signs of chaos, but to be honest, when we're talking to people, they're the ones asking us questions, because now that those borders are closed within the Balkans, they don't know what to do, and they don't have access to a lot of media, and they're asking us what their best options are, and we don't have the answers as journalists. But I do have someone here who does have a little bit more knowledge on the issue, and that is Baba Bulush, who is from UNHCR. You've been at this camp for the last 10 days now. Tell us, now that the borders in the Balkans are closed, what are the options for the people here in this camp?
Yeah, I mean, this is human misery at its peak. Conditions here are just unlivable. What we are trying to counsel you, people as UNHCR is trying to tell them that you cannot keep your children, your family here for too long. So either they are offered to be moved to a proper shelter, to a proper camp, or they sign up for, one is the EU relocation scheme, but also to access asylum in Greece as well, because continuing like this is not an option.
You're right, it's not an option, but how long can these people wait? On a humanitarian scale, there's only so much a human being can take.
Not for long, not for long. I mean, we are already seeing health and hygiene issues, children with respiratory issues, cough, vomit, diarrhea, all of this is happening over here. So if there's no resolution of their plight, we are heading to a devastating situation, and we hope not. So we are asking on the Greek authorities, offer them spaces, shelter where they can be moved, but there are not many spaces so far in this location or nearby.
And as you mentioned, some people are hanging on to the hope that the EU will relocate them somewhere within Europe. With your background knowledge, what are the chances of that actually happening, and in what kind of time frame?
Not much. I think the border has now remained closed for 4 or 5 days, completely shut. But still, people are coming with the hope. There are more that are arriving. Even in this miserable condition, more are coming. And the hope that is bringing them is that the border is going to open. Our ask on authorities on all sides is communicate to the refugees, let them know what their options are, because they are uncertain and no one wants to move away from here, and they're saying even if the border opens for 10 minutes or an hour, we don't want to miss our chance, and that's not going to happen.
Baba Bulush, thank you so much for joining us. Okay, Paul.
Okay.
Paul,
Natasha, we'll just keep you there, Natasha, if that's okay, because you appear to be in what is looking like a relatively calm part of the Idamini camp, but we're actually seeing pictures now from a different part of the camp where food, what looks like food and aid, is being distributed. And you were talking about it being calm and not very chaotic. The pictures that we're seeing are actually quite chaotic. There's a young man on the screen we can see there who's bleeding from the eye. What are the people in that camp saying to you about the aid that they are receiving? Is it enough?
Well, the news that you've just told me is certainly shocking. It's quite the case, quite the contrary of what we were seeing only about 20 minutes ago. There is some hostility to people in terms of the aid that they're getting. There are some doctors here, but they are, you have to come at a certain time, and with so many people needing to see those doctors. Also, there seems to be some hostility between the different countries as well. I was speaking to some people from Afghanistan who are from this camp, and they were saying that they're really being treated terribly compared to the Syrians, because everyone is aware of the Syrian civil war and essentially world war that's happening at the moment, and it's all about the Syrian refugees. And they were telling me that the kind of food they were getting was about a tenth of the number that Syrian people were getting. Now, whether that is the case or not, I can't confirm that, Paul, but that has been some of the information that has been passed on to me here today.
Okay, Natasha, thank you very much for the update, and we'll be back with you throughout the morning here on TRT World.